AskReddit by Henge. What is a bad habit that a shocking amount of people have? Stopping in doorways. Like a bitch. Do you want to get ran over? I will run over you. Just kidding. I will silently get annoyed and let it secretly ruin my day. Or at the ends of escalators. Grown adults littering like 60s 5th graders. Extra points for doing it out of a moving car with people behind you. I immediately learn everything I need to know about someone when they litter like that. Responding with defensiveness rather than curiosity to the unknown. I feel like this one is consistently underrated. Curiosity leads to learning, and learning leads to progress for the individual and as a society. Being checked out during social interactions. Phone in hand, not really listening, not present. As an introvert that has trouble keeping a conversation going, I have to be so conscious of myself doing this. The second I get uncomfortable around people, I look at my phone, and I hate that I do that. Interrupting. What if you are constantly surrounded by people that can seemingly talk without breathing? I swear some people you have to interrupt in order to have a conversation with them. Playing loud music or videos on their phone without earbuds in a community space like a library. OMG. Yes. What kind of a maniac thinks this is okay? I would say never changing your oil or car fluids. I was surprised when a mechanic told me that 90% of people never maintain their car. Which is crazy, because if you don't own a house, your car is probably the most expensive thing you own. Social media phone addiction. How many of us do anything without our phones now? When's the last time you left your house without it? The last time you forgot your phone or lost it? How anxious did you feel? Every time I try to slow down on my usage, I do good at first, and then I have a day where I could be doing anything else and I still go to my phone and waste the day away. I'll absent-mindedly pull it out while I'm watching TV too. Or playing video games. Here I am at work on it again. I'm rarely on my phone outside of killing time at work, but I would absolutely never leave home without it. Now that I have constant access to emergency services and friends, family have constant access to me in case of an emergency, I could never go back. Materialism. Buying stuff just for the sake of buying it, not because you need it. I think a lot of people have this huge empty hole in their soul that they constantly try to fill with more and more stuff. Hey, I don't need to be attacked like this. Lying. Probably the biggest shock I got from the real world once I started adulting is how much people lie and try to manipulate. It's disheartening. This is why I associate with the least amount of people possible. I find good ones and keep them close. 8/10 times when I glance at the driver next to me on the interstate, they are staring at their phone. No exaggeration. It's terrifying. We have a teenager on our street who drives by and without fail has her eyes down to her phone. We are always out with the kids, so when we see her car turn the road, we basically scream at our kids to clear the street. I am just waiting to see her fender bended, hoping it's a minor accident that fixes her ass and not something serious that hurts someone. No manners and better behavior when they are a customer client. Working in a pharmacy was absolute hell. People would get mad because their doctor didn't send in the prescription, or we just got it and their doctor, WHO doesn't work here, told them it had be ready by the time they got across the street to us, their insurance doesn't pay for it, or the GUXRX coupon is 0.63 cents higher than the coupon they had in their phone from last week. Getting cussed out was a daily thing, and 95% of the time it was by people 50 years old and up. The audacity to scream at us for something not in our control is insane, and they lose their shit more when I give back the same energy they give me. My trick though is when they are screaming at me, I'll stare at them and not say anything, and I've never had someone go more than about 7 seconds before backtracking, because they are uncomfortable. just absent-mindedly being in the way. Like just standing in a place without awareness of their surroundings. I work in a grocery store and it's enough to make me go mad. I understand you're weighing your options, but sir, ma'am, you are taking up the entire aisle doing it. PLS, pick a side. Not using their turn signal. You'd think people were charged to use their turn signal. It's free, guys. Kids are talking to their parents, trying to tell them something they think is exciting or interesting. Parents staring at phone mumble some kind of half-assed response. I know we're all on our phones, but if your little kid wants your attention, you need to put your phone away and give them your time. Or 30 seconds of silence before what did you say? I bite my nails and cuticles until they bleed. So that's up there. Fellow nail biter here, the only thing that has helped me is a product called CND Cuticle Eraser. It makes my cuticles soft so I can't pick at them anymore. It's a really hard habit to break. Not washing your hands after going to the bathroom. Look it up, it's ACC scary how little PPL wash their hands after going to the bathroom. I work in healthcare, and the amount of staff and patients who don't wash their hands after doing their business is absolutely disgusting. Oddly enough, I find housekeeping services to be the ones who frequently don't wash their hands after using the toilet. Oversharing on social media. Privacy has become so rare, and it is not helped by the fact that most products services also require your personal info. People that do keep their privacy are seen as pariahs. Insulting another person's intelligence the second they feel insecure about their own. So basically, projection. Tailgating. Count out a 2-5 second following distance at highway speeds, folks. That ain't it, and you're making traffic much worse. A lot of people do it to intimidate the driver in front to either speed up or move over. It's not right, but it's also not sensible. If that driver in front has to suddenly brake, you're going to run up their ass. Also, it's aggressive and causes stress to both drivers. They don't flush the toilet. The other day at work, I walked into the employee stall and whoever used it before me hadn't flushed and was obviously on their period. Why would anyone in their right mind think others want to look at that? It takes literally 2 seconds to flush. Is it so hard to do? Hocking loogies really loudly, then loosing the sputum wherever you feel like. Not sure if this happens outside mainland China. Texting and driving. Being unable to admit fault and take accountability. LMAO. I love it when it's my fault because I can fix it, which is much easier than trying to fix someone else. Not using headphones when listening to music in public. Sociopaths. Talking in the cinema. Chewing with their mouths open. I hate eating out in public because the sound of people smacking their food is all I can hear. One of my good friends does this and I can't stand eating with her. Getting offended when someone makes a mistake. You are not going to die if some random stranger on the net doesn't know the difference between there, and there. Also, getting offended by someone's personal preferences. So what if some people prefer iPhone over Android, DC over Marvel, or cream in their coffee? There's nothing wrong with that. It's not like they listen to Justin Bieber. I would judge people who cream in their coffee. Buying shit you don't need, and often don't even really want, but nonetheless convince yourself in the moment to buy now. Even people who pride themselves on being frugal or otherwise are budget conscious can still easily fall into this and make exceptions enough that they wind up in a similar space. Related, it's easy to buy new stuff, but people often overlook the maintenance and upkeep of the stuff they buy. Often simple items, keeping something clean or changing a filter or whatever. Most things we buy have some amount of upkeep, and it's easy to ignore that part until it all adds up and becomes overwhelming. I'm active in a lot of baking groups in the profession, and the number of people who will immediately throw out hundreds of dollar mixes rather than even attempt to have it repaired is insane to me. I've seen so many people ready to drop $700 only to discover it was a $15 solution. Poor posture. Leaning down to read phones is killing our spines. Everyone straightens up for a second. Poor appreciation and respect for other people's time. If you agree to meet someone or agree to attend an event, you should be making every effort to be on time. Also, stop double booking. Putting a wet spoon back in the sugar bowl. Butter tub with breadcrumbs and toast crumbs in it. Jam jar with butter in it. Coffee jar with wet spoon syndrome. My ex-roomie was absolutely famous for dipping food directly into the sour cream tub. When I asked them to please don't do that, they switched to using a spoon to put the sour cream actively on their food still from the tub. So it solved 10% of the problem, but I'd still go to find other food stuff in it from the spoon transfer. Like, mouth germs still transfer, too. It happened with the butter, jellos, and jams as well. Always made me furious. Buy your own damn food if you wanna grow a mold culture in it so badly. Edit, spelling. Validation via Facebook likes. Picking your nose in the car and flicking it. I guess it's better than eating it. It's too funny to not share this. Someone on Reddit said there's two types of people, those that pick their nose, and liars. Lol. Main characterism. Solipsistic narcissists. Their opinion is the only correct one, acting like they own whatever space they're in and getting indignant and obnoxious in public spaces, online and off. Stopping with their shopping carts in the middle of the grocery aisle and walking over to the other side while they browse the shelves. Move your fucking cart out of the way so the rest of us can pass through. Poor hand hygiene. Wash your hands after you've been fingering your bowl, you damn animals. I'm not an expert, but I think you may be wiping your butt wrong. People who don't wash their hands after going to the restroom. It's baffling how many people use the restroom and just walk right out without washing. Hoarding, procrastination, smoking cigarettes, drinking too much alcohol and other substances, overspending, and neglecting their health. Why, of course I know that person. He's me. Biting nails. Drinking little to no water daily. Then they think that grumble in their stomach is hunger pangs, so they eat more salty food. And sometimes take ibuprofen for their dehydration-induced headaches. Can't imagine that's amazing for the kidneys. There's been research studies showing that the brain has a hard time telling hunger and thirst signals apart from one another. Staying well hydrated can make calorie cutting a lot easier to stick to. Nasal spray addiction. Still continuing to drive while on a cell phone despite the dangers and fines associated with it. Not using their fucking turn signal. Damn it. Moving all the way to the right side of the lane to turn left. Not paying employees a living wage, and thinking it's just fine because it's legal. And not just older folks. I even see young people starting businesses who think that. Picking your nose. Peeing in pools, or in bodies of water while surrounded by other people. Basic elevator etiquette. When an elevator door opens, the people inside get out before those waiting to get in enter. Super simple. Amazing how many adults are unaware of this simple social norm. Looking at your phone while walking, or talking to other people, or on a date. Playing videos on your phone loudly while in a public place.